Imagine standing on the precipice of an ancient temple, its stone walls etched with symbols older than memory. Among these symbols lies a truth whispered across centuries: the hidden power of your birth month. Have you ever wondered if the month you entered this world carried a secret significance? Civilizations throughout history, from Egyptian sages to Chinese philosophers, believed so. Today we'll unlock these secrets, exploring how ancient cultures viewed birth months as mirrors of personal destiny. What if your birth month is more than a fleeting detail? What if it's a key, one that unlocks a deeper understanding of yourself? In ancient Egypt, the flowing rhythms of the Nile were said to influence not just the land but also the spirits of those born during its various phases. Over in China, philosophers wove seasonal energies into personal identities, making each month a canvas for human traits. Could your birth month hold insights into your path? Picture the moment of your birth, not just a calendar date but a convergence of celestial forces. Ancient cultures didn't view time as static. They saw it as alive, with energies ebbing and flowing across the months. Egyptian astrologers, Chinese seasonal theorists, and Indian sages each believed that the timing of your arrival carried clues about your character, strengths, and even challenges. Today we'll journey through these lenses, exploring what your birth month reveals. This isn't about fate or fortune-telling. Instead, it's about reflection, seeing yourself through the eyes of ancient wisdom. Imagine discovering that your birth month aligns with the Egyptian goddess of renewal or the Chinese energy of springtime creativity. Even if you don't believe in these traditions, exploring them enriches your understanding of history and humanity. What could be more intriguing than learning how others, across time and space, sought to understand themselves? As you watch this, take a moment to reflect. What has your birth month meant to you? Maybe it's just a date, or maybe you've always felt a certain pull during specific seasons. Whether you're curious or skeptical, this exploration promises a fascinating lens into the world's oldest cultures. By the end, you'll walk away not with answers but with stories, questions, and perhaps even new ways to view yourself. Let's embark on this journey together. In Egypt, the annual flooding of the Nile defined life, and with it, the months gained symbolic meaning. Being born during the fertile season, for instance, might align you with abundance and adaptability. Conversely, a birth during the scorching dry months could suggest resilience and strength. These weren't mere metaphors. They were ways to connect the individual to the cycles of nature. How does this perspective transform how you see your birth month? Over in China, birth months were intricately tied to the seasons, each carrying distinct energies. Spring births were thought to embody creativity and renewal, while summer births reflected vitality and warmth. Autumn marked introspection and balance, and winter quiet strength and perseverance. This seasonal philosophy wasn't just poetic. It was a guide to harmony, encouraging individuals to align with nature's rhythms. What season framed your birth, and how does its energy resonate with you? Imagine blending these insights with India's rich spiritual tapestry, where lunar months and planetary influences shaped character traits. A birth during a festival month might signify joy and celebration, while one aligned with a lunar eclipse could reflect introspection and depth. Across these cultures, the shared belief was clear: timing matters. Your birth month wasn't random. It was part of a cosmic or natural dialogue shaping aspects of who you are. As modern viewers, we often dismiss these ancient interpretations as quaint relics of the past. But consider this: even if they're not grounded in today's scientific understanding, they remain powerful stories. And stories, as we know, shape how we see ourselves. If an Egyptian symbol or a Chinese season gives you a new lens for understanding your strengths and challenges, hasn't it done something valuable? Reflection often starts with storytelling. Think of your birth month as a character in your life story, silent but ever present. Like a shadow in the background, it subtly influences how you move through the world. These ancient cultures simply gave it a voice, a way to speak to the person you are becoming. Today we'll explore what these whispers from the past might tell you about your traits, your tendencies, and even the forces you carry into the world. Before we dive into the specifics of Egyptian, Chinese, and Indian traditions, let's pause to reflect. Why did so many cultures arrive at similar ideas? The answer lies in humanity's shared quest to make sense of life. When faced with the vastness of existence, people turned to the rhythms around them, seasons, floods, stars, to find patterns. These patterns became symbols, and those symbols became stories. Birth months were one such story. This isn't about proving these ideas are true. It's about understanding that humans have always sought meaning in what seems mundane. By exploring these traditions, you connect with that timeless pursuit. Whether you embrace or question these stories, they invite you to reflect on who you are and how you've grown. What traits, strengths, or qualities might your birth month stories illuminate? Imagine for a moment you're an ancient Egyptian farmer standing by the Nile. The river's floods dictate your life, and with them the months gain personalities. The fertile months bring hope, the dry ones demand endurance. Now imagine how you might view someone born during these times, how the land's rhythms might echo in their character. This was the ancient mindset, one that wove nature into identity. How might it apply to you? Fast forward to Imperial China. The seasons, ever-shifting, define not just agriculture but the human spirit. A spring child might carry the renewal of budding flowers, while a winter-born soul reflects the quiet resilience of snow-covered landscapes. This wasn't superstition. It was philosophy, a way to align the self with the larger rhythms of the world. What do you think your birth season says about you? Meanwhile, in India, the lunar calendar adds another layer. Birth months align not just with seasons but with celestial events, eclipses, full moons, sacred festivals. These moments imbue the months with energy, which in turn reflects on the individual. A birth during Diwali, for instance, might suggest a person brimming with light and celebration. How does your birth month fit into this rich tapestry of symbolism? Each of these cultures viewed birth months as more than just markers of time. They were keys to understanding, invitations to explore the self. Imagine viewing your own birth month through these lenses. Would it change how you see your traits? Could it inspire you to embrace certain strengths or reflect on qualities you've overlooked? This is the gift of ancient wisdom, not answers but prompts for deeper thought. As we move forward, keep this question in mind. What might your birth month reveal about your journey? This isn't about destiny, it's about discovery. By the end of this exploration, you may not just know more about these traditions. You may also know something new about yourself. Let's continue unraveling the threads of Egyptian, Chinese, and Indian birth month symbolism, one story at a time. The journey doesn't stop with learning, it begins there. As we dive into Egyptian flooding seasons, Chinese seasonal energies, and Indian lunar symbolism, reflect on the traits these traditions associate with your birth month. Are they qualities you've seen in yourself? Are they aspirations? Use this moment to bridge the past with your present, weaving ancient insights into the fabric of your life. So far we've touched on the why. Now let's step into the how. How did the Egyptians, Chinese, and Indians build such intricate systems around something as simple as birth timing? And what do these systems look like in practice? Get ready, because the next chapter of our journey takes us deeper into the heart of these traditions, offering a closer look at their interpretations of your birth month. Before we proceed, take a moment to consider. What has your birth month already taught you about yourself? Do you feel a connection to its season, its energies? Or has it been little more than a passing thought? As we continue, let this be your grounding point, a place to return to as we explore the insights and stories these cultures offer. Let's begin the next phase of our journey. Let's begin with ancient Egypt, where life revolved around the Nile. The river wasn't just a source of sustenance. It was a rhythm, a force of nature that defined time itself. Birth months here weren't random markers but reflections of the Nile's cycles. Imagine being born in the fertile season when the waters receded, leaving behind rich soil. The Egyptians believed this imbued individuals with qualities of renewal, creativity, and adaptability. Does this resonate with you? Conversely, those born in the dry season when the land hardened under the sun were thought to possess resilience and strength. The harsh environment bred perseverance, a tenacity that mirrored the challenges of survival. These weren't arbitrary interpretations. They were rooted in the daily experiences of a civilization deeply connected to its surroundings. Think about it. Could the traits tied to your birth month reflect a similar connection to its season? To the Egyptians, the months weren't just linked to the Nile but also to their pantheon of gods. Each deity governed aspects of life and personality, offering yet another layer of meaning. For example, Thoth, the god of wisdom and writing, was celebrated during certain months. A birth in Thoth's time might align you with intellect and communication. These stories tied individuals to the divine, making the act of being born a sacred connection. The beauty of Egyptian symbolism lies in its complexity. The cycles of water, earth, and gods blended seamlessly into interpretations of personal identity. Today, these ancient insights remain, offering us a glimpse into how one of history's greatest civilizations saw the interplay between nature and humanity. What do you think the Egyptians would say about your birth month? Would they find echoes of their rivers and gods in your character? From the Nile's life-giving waters, let's turn our gaze eastward to China, where the seasons shaped not just the land but the spirit. Here, the birth month was seen as a bridge between an individual and the world around them. Spring births reflected the energy of growth and renewal, while summer carried the vibrancy of life in full bloom. Does this description of seasonal energy align with your personality? Autumn, in contrast, symbolized reflection and balance. Those born in these months were thought to carry a contemplative nature, steady and thoughtful. Winter births, though quieter, held a profound strength, like seeds beneath the snow waiting to bloom. The Chinese understanding of birth months wasn't about absolutes but about harmonizing with the rhythms of life. Imagine your birth month as a season. How does its energy mirror your approach to the world? Beyond the seasons, Chinese philosophy also tied birth months to the elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Each element brought unique qualities: wood for growth, fire for passion, earth for stability. A spring birth might align with wood's flexibility, while a summer birth could carry fire's vibrant spark. These elemental associations created a rich tapestry of traits that individuals could explore. What element might your birth month carry? This interplay of seasons and elements wasn't just philosophical, it was practical. The Chinese believed aligning with your birth month's traits could lead to harmony, both within yourself and with the world around you. By understanding your month's symbolism, you could navigate challenges and seize opportunities with greater clarity. Does this approach resonate with your experience? Could these insights guide your self-reflection? Let's now travel south to India, a land of profound spiritual traditions. Here, birth months were tied not just to seasons but to celestial events and festivals. The lunar calendar added an additional layer, aligning births with cycles of light and shadow. Imagine being born during a full moon. Indian traditions might interpret this as a sign of illumination, creativity, and emotional depth. How does the moonlight of your birth month shine within you? Conversely, a birth during a lunar eclipse might symbolize introspection and transformation. These celestial moments weren't viewed as negative but as opportunities for growth, reflections of the universe's dynamic balance. Festivals too played a role. Births during celebrations like Holi or Diwali might carry the joy and light of these moments into a person's spirit. What festivals or celestial events mark your birth month, and what might they say about you? Across India's diverse cultural landscape, these interpretations varied but always pointed to one truth: timing mattered. Being born during the monsoon season, for instance, might symbolize fertility and renewal, while a dry season birth could reflect perseverance and resilience. These traits weren't rigid. They were invitations to explore how the timing of your birth resonated with your personal journey. What invitation does your birth month offer you? The richness of Indian traditions lies in their inclusivity. Birth months weren't just personal, they were communal, tied to the rhythms of nature and society. By aligning with these cycles, individuals found a sense of belonging, a connection to something larger than themselves. Today, these interpretations remain, offering us not just personal insights but a way to understand the interconnectedness of life. How might this interconnected view shape your understanding? As we compare these traditions, a fascinating pattern emerges. Whether it's the Nile's floods, China's seasons, or India's lunar cycles, each culture saw the timing of birth as significant. These weren't superstitions. They were frameworks for self-reflection, ways to connect personal identity with the natural and cosmic order. Imagine weaving these perspectives together. What kind of story do they tell about your birth month? This isn't about deciding which tradition is correct. Instead, it's about embracing the diversity of human thought, seeing how different cultures approach the same question. What does the timing of our birth say about who we are? By exploring these perspectives, you're not just learning about ancient beliefs, you're participating in a timeless conversation. What does your birth month contribute to this dialogue? Imagine a conversation between an Egyptian priest, a Chinese philosopher, and an Indian sage. Each brings their interpretation, their story, their wisdom about birth months. Together they create a mosaic, a tapestry of insights that spans continents and centuries. Now imagine yourself joining that conversation. What story does your birth month tell within this grand tapestry? This global perspective enriches not just your understanding of yourself but your appreciation for humanity's creativity. By examining how others have made meaning from birth months, you gain a deeper connection to our shared quest for self-discovery. Whether you embrace these insights fully or view them as cultural artifacts, they add texture to your understanding of identity. How might they add texture to yours? Reflection often begins with a simple question. What does this mean to me? As we continue exploring birth month traditions, keep this question in mind. You don't need to accept every interpretation to find value in them. Sometimes, it's the act of considering new perspectives that sparks the most profound insights. What new perspective has your birth month brought into focus so far? Think of this journey as a mirror. Not one that shows you exactly who you are but one that reflects possibilities. Each tradition, each story is a fragment of that mirror, offering glimpses into traits, tendencies, and strengths you may not have considered. What do these fragments reveal about you? How might they inspire your next steps? By now, you've seen how Egyptian, Chinese, and Indian traditions approach birth months. Each offers unique insights, yet they share a common thread: the belief that timing matters. Whether through nature's cycles, celestial events, or symbolic elements, they connect the individual to something larger. How do you feel connected to the time of your birth? What larger forces might it reflect? As we prepare to deepen our exploration, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. Which tradition spoke to you the most? What traits or themes stood out? By engaging with these stories, you're not just learning, you're growing, evolving, and connecting with a rich legacy of human thought. Let's continue uncovering the hidden power of your birth month. Let's step back for a moment and reflect on the shared themes across Egyptian, Chinese, and Indian traditions. Each culture in its own way ties birth months to patterns in nature, celestial cycles, or societal rhythms. This shared focus suggests a universal human need to find meaning in time and place. What if your birth month isn't just a date but a thread connecting you to this timeless pursuit? How does this idea change how you view it? In Egypt, time was sacred, tied to the gods and the Nile. To be born during the month of Hapi, the god of the flood, was to carry a spirit of abundance and renewal. These traits weren't imagined. They were observed in the land and mirrored in the people. Imagine viewing your birth month as in alignment with such forces. What abundance might your timing bring? What renewal might it inspire in your life? Across the world, in China, the seasons weren't just about weather. They were metaphors for life stages. Spring represented birth and new beginnings. Summer, vitality and growth. Autumn, harvest and reflection. And winter, rest and preparation. To be born in any season was to inherit its qualities. A summer birth might mean embracing energy and action, while a winter birth could symbolize patience and quiet strength. What season framed your arrival? The elements added another dimension. Fire wasn't just heat, it was passion and transformation. Water wasn't just liquid, it was adaptability and flow. Birth months tied to these elements became archetypes for personal growth. For example, a spring birth aligned with wood might symbolize flexibility and growth. Have you noticed how your personality reflects the energies of your element? Could these insights help you harness strengths you didn't know you had? In India, the lunar calendar introduced a rhythm of light and shadow, celebration and introspection. To be born during a waxing moon suggested growth and creativity, while a waning moon symbolized reflection and wisdom. Festivals added further nuance. A birth during Diwali, the festival of lights, might carry themes of illumination and joy. What lunar phase or festival surrounded your birth? How might its energy resonate in your life today? These interpretations weren't rigid labels, they were starting points. Each tradition encouraged individuals to reflect on their timing and its potential meanings. Imagine yourself as part of this lineage, someone who, like those before you, looks to their birth month for insight. What traits do you see reflected in the stories we've explored? What strengths might you uncover by embracing this perspective? Across these cultures, birth months served as metaphors, connecting the personal to the universal. Whether it was Egypt's floods, China's seasons, or India's celestial events, the idea was the same: timing shapes identity. These traditions invite us to ask, how does the world around us shape who we are? And more importantly, how do we harness this understanding to grow? What might your birth month's metaphor teach you? Imagine standing in the shoes of an Egyptian farmer, a Chinese philosopher, or an Indian sage. Each sees your birth month as part of a grand design, a moment that carries meaning far beyond its calendar date. To them, you are a product of your time, carrying its essence into the world. What essence does your birth month carry? How does it inspire you to move forward with purpose and curiosity? Let's consider how these traditions overlap with modern life. While we may no longer live by the rhythms of rivers or lunar calendars, we still experience the seasons, celebrate festivals, and reflect on our place in time. Your birth month, seen through these ancient lenses, becomes a bridge, connecting past wisdom to your present self. What modern qualities might align with the ancient traits of your birth month? For example, a spring birth might inspire creativity, making you a natural innovator in your work. A winter birth could reflect resilience, helping you weather life's challenges with grace. These traits, rooted in ancient wisdom, remain relevant today. By reflecting on your birth month's qualities, you can uncover strengths that guide your decisions and enrich your journey. How might these traits show up in your daily life? Now think of your birth month as a story, a narrative woven from the threads of Egypt's gods, China's seasons, and India's moons. Each tradition offers a chapter, a piece of the puzzle that is you. As you reflect on these stories, ask yourself, what do I want my birth month's narrative to say about me? How can I shape my life to align with its themes of growth, strength, or harmony? This isn't about believing blindly in ancient systems. It's about using their insights as tools for reflection. Imagine taking the traits tied to your birth month and using them as inspiration for your goals. If your birth month symbolizes renewal, how might you approach new opportunities? If it symbolizes resilience, how can you draw on that strength during tough times? These stories become a lens, helping you see yourself in new ways. The beauty of these traditions lies in their flexibility. They don't demand rigid adherence, they invite exploration. By considering your birth month through these lenses, you open yourself to new perspectives on your personality, your journey, and your potential. What new perspectives have emerged for you so far? How might these perspectives inspire you to approach life differently? Imagine sharing these insights with others, your friends, your family, your community. What if you asked them about their birth months and shared what you've learned from this exploration? These conversations could spark new connections, helping you understand not just yourself but those around you. How might this shared reflection deepen your relationships and foster mutual growth? As we continue, let's focus on the traits tied to each birth month in detail. By examining the strengths, challenges, and energies associated with specific months, you'll gain a clearer understanding of how these traditions might apply to you. Whether you're a January child or a July-born soul, there's something here for everyone. Let's dive deeper into the nuances of each month and its symbolism. Let's take January as our first example. In Egyptian tradition, this was a time of preparation and reflection, aligning with qualities of patience and foresight. In China, it marked the heart of winter, symbolizing quiet strength. In India, January often carried the energy of new beginnings, tied to festivals like Makar Sankranti. If you were born in January, how do these traits align with your character? What strengths do you see in yourself? February, in contrast, carried a lighter energy. In Egyptian thought, it aligned with early signs of renewal, while in China, it began the transition towards spring. Indian traditions often tied February births to themes of love and creativity, reflecting the changing season. If February is your birth month, how do these themes of renewal and expression resonate with your life? Could they inspire new ways of thinking or acting? March brought the full bloom of spring in many cultures, symbolizing growth and vitality. Egyptians viewed it as a time of abundance, while Chinese philosophy tied it to wood's energy of flexibility and expansion. In India, March often carried spiritual significance, with festivals celebrating renewal and divine energy. If you were born in March, how might these qualities of growth and spirituality shape your journey? What new paths could you explore? April marked the transition into sustained growth in Egyptian and Chinese traditions. It was a time of building, nurturing, and stabilizing. Indian calendars often linked April births to perseverance and balance, qualities reflected in the steady progression of spring. How do these traits align with your experiences? What aspects of your life might benefit from this steady, nurturing energy? Could April's wisdom guide your next steps? May carried themes of abundance and vitality, with Egyptian harvests in full swing and Chinese traditions celebrating life's peak. Indian perspectives often tied May to joy and celebration, reflecting the richness of the season. If you were born in May, how do these themes of abundance and joy resonate with you? What strengths can you draw from this vibrant energy, and how might they inspire your next chapter? June in many traditions represents the transition to summer, a time of vitality and illumination. In Egypt, it symbolized resilience and preparation for the dry months ahead. In China, June carried the energy of fire, reflecting passion and transformation. Indian traditions often tied it to introspection, as the monsoon rains began to shift the land and spirit. If June is your birth month, how might its themes of energy and transformation shape your perspective on growth? July, under Egypt's scorching sun, symbolized perseverance and adaptability, reflecting the strength required to thrive in harsh conditions. In Chinese philosophy, July often aligned with the peak energy of fire, representing action and intensity. Indian traditions saw July as a time of renewal, with the rains breathing life into the land. Were you born in July? So, how do these qualities of strength and renewal resonate with your personality and experiences? August was a month of balance and abundance in many cultures. Egyptians viewed it as a time of harvesting the fruits of their labor, symbolizing prosperity and gratitude. In China, August aligned with Earth's energy, representing stability and harmony. Indian traditions often associated this month with joy and celebration, as festivals filled the air. If you were born in August, what do these themes of balance and prosperity reveal about your strengths? September, with its crisp air and golden hues, marked reflection and preparation for change. Egyptians saw it as a time of recalibration, while Chinese traditions tied it to the metal element, symbolizing precision and focus. In India, September often carried spiritual energy, with festivals that encouraged introspection and renewal. Were you born in September? How do these themes of reflection and precision influence your approach to life? October carried an air of mystery and depth in many traditions. Egyptians viewed it as a time of transformation, tied to the shifting energies of the Nile. In China, it aligned with the balance of metal and water, representing adaptability and resilience. Indian traditions often celebrated October with festivals of light, emphasizing illumination and hope. If October is your birth month, how might its themes of transformation and hope guide your journey? November, in Egyptian tradition, marked the beginning of the preparation season, symbolizing foresight and resilience. In China, it reflected water's energy, representing introspection and flow. Indian festivals often tied November to gratitude and renewal, with celebrations that encouraged reflection on blessings. Were you born in November? So, how do these traits of foresight and gratitude resonate with your personal narrative? December, with its quiet strength, symbolized closure and preparation in many cultures. Egyptians viewed it as a time of rest and reflection before the cycle began anew. In China, it carried the depth of water's energy, symbolizing wisdom and introspection. Indian traditions often celebrated December with joy and hope, reflecting the culmination of the year's journey. If December is your birth month, what do its themes of wisdom and renewal inspire in you? By examining each month through these cultural lenses, we see a fascinating pattern. Every birth month carries its own strengths, challenges, and energies. These aren't rigid definitions but opportunities for self-reflection. Imagine taking the traits associated with your birth month and using them as a compass, guiding you through decisions, challenges, and opportunities. How might these insights help you navigate your journey? Reflection is a powerful tool. As you consider the stories tied to your birth month, ask yourself, what traits resonate with me? What qualities have I overlooked? These stories aren't about prediction, they're about inspiration. By viewing your birth month through the eyes of Egyptian floods, Chinese seasons, or Indian festivals, you gain a fresh perspective on your strengths and potential. What new insights have surfaced for you? Imagine using these traits as affirmations. If your birth month symbolizes adaptability, remind yourself of your ability to overcome challenges. If it reflects creativity, embrace your innovative spirit. These affirmations, rooted in ancient wisdom, become tools for personal growth. How might you use the strengths tied to your birth month to inspire your next steps? What actions could you take today to align with these qualities? This journey isn't about rigid definitions. It's about creating space for reflection. Whether your birth month aligns with Egyptian perseverance, Chinese balance, or Indian renewal, the goal is to see yourself through new eyes. Imagine weaving these qualities into your daily life, allowing them to guide your decisions and inspire your actions. How might this perspective bring clarity to your goals and aspirations? Think of your birth month as a starting point for self-discovery. By exploring its stories, you're participating in a timeless tradition, one that connects the personal to the universal. Whether you resonate with Egyptian, Chinese, or Indian interpretations, each offers a unique lens through which to view yourself. What stories does your birth month hold for you? How might they deepen your understanding of who you are? Sharing these insights with others adds another layer of meaning. Imagine asking friends or family about their birth months, sharing what you've learned, and reflecting together on the traits and themes that emerge. These conversations can spark new connections, helping you understand not just yourself but those around you. How might this shared exploration strengthen your relationships and foster mutual growth? Reflection doesn't have to end here. As you move forward, consider journaling about your birth month's traits, challenges, and energies. Write about how they've shown up in your life and how you'd like to embrace them more fully. This act of reflection turns the insights we've explored into actionable tools for growth. What stories will you uncover as you reflect on your journey? Ancient wisdom at its core is about connection to nature, to community, and to oneself. By exploring the hidden power of your birth month, you're participating in this legacy of connection. These stories, though centuries old, remain relevant because they speak to our shared humanity. What connections have you discovered through this journey? How might they inspire you to grow and thrive? Let's revisit the key question. What does your birth month reveal about you? As you've seen, Egyptian floods, Chinese seasons, and Indian lunar cycles each offer unique perspectives. By blending these stories, you create a narrative that's uniquely yours. A story of growth, strength, and possibility. What will you do with the story of your birth month? How will you let it guide your next steps? The beauty of this journey lies in its flexibility. You don't have to accept every interpretation to find value in them. Even if just one story or trait resonates, it can inspire meaningful change. By reflecting on your birth month's qualities, you open yourself to new ways of thinking, feeling, and acting. What small steps can you take today to align with the strengths and energies of your birth month? Imagine carrying these insights with you into your daily life. Whether it's a decision at work, a challenge at home, or a moment of introspection, let the traits tied to your birth month serve as a guide. If resilience is your theme, draw on it when faced with obstacles. If creativity is your strength, use it to solve problems. How might these ancient stories inspire you to live with greater intention? As we prepare to conclude, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. Which traditions spoke to you the most? What traits stood out? By engaging with these stories, you've not only deepened your understanding of yourself but also connected with a rich legacy of human thought. What new perspectives will you carry forward from this journey? How will they shape your future? This exploration is just the beginning. Your birth month stories are yours to uncover, embrace, and share. Whether you see them as metaphors, affirmations, or reflections, they offer a powerful lens through which to view your life. What will you do with the insights you've gained? How will you let them inspire your journey? Let's carry these questions into the final part of our exploration. As we enter the final stage of this journey, let's reflect on the depth of what we've explored. Across Egyptian, Chinese, and Indian traditions, birth months have been seen as more than dates. They're moments in time imbued with meaning. Each culture viewed these moments as opportunities for self-reflection, growth, and connection. What has this exploration revealed to you about the power of your birth month? How has it shaped your perspective? Think back to the stories of the Nile cycles, the energy of the seasons, and the wisdom of the moon. Each tradition offered unique interpretations of your birth month's traits. The Egyptians taught us about resilience and renewal, the Chinese about harmony and seasonal energy, and the Indians about celestial balance and spiritual alignment. Which of these resonated most with you? How might they guide your actions moving forward? By weaving these traditions together, we create a tapestry of insights, a global narrative about how humans have sought to understand themselves through the lens of time. Your birth month is part of this tapestry, a thread that connects you to generations of seekers, dreamers, and thinkers. What role does your thread play? How might you weave it into the broader story of your life and community? The act of reflection is itself transformative. By exploring the hidden power of your birth month, you've opened yourself to new possibilities. You've connected with ancient wisdom, considered new perspectives, and perhaps even uncovered traits or themes that resonate with your journey. What new paths might you explore with these insights? What possibilities now feel within reach? Imagine using the traits of your birth month as guideposts in your life. If your birth month symbolizes creativity, how might you bring more innovation into your work or relationships? If it reflects resilience, how can you approach challenges with greater confidence? These traits aren't constraints, they're tools for growth, reminders of the strengths you carry within. How might they inspire you to take meaningful steps forward? Sharing these insights can deepen their impact. Imagine discussing your birth month's traits with friends, family, or colleagues, inviting them to share their own reflections. These conversations can foster connection, empathy, and understanding, creating a ripple effect that extends beyond your own self-discovery. Who might you share these stories with? How could these exchanges enrich your relationships? Let's not forget the cultural richness of these traditions. By learning how Egyptians, Chinese, and Indians viewed birth months, you've gained not just personal insights but also a broader appreciation for humanity's creativity and resilience. These traditions remind us of our shared quest for meaning, our universal desire to connect with the rhythms of life. How might this global perspective influence how you view your place in the world? Reflection doesn't end with this video. Consider journaling about your birth month's themes, exploring how they've shaped your journey so far and how they might guide your future. Write about the moments when you've embodied these traits and the times when they've inspired growth. This process turns insight into action, helping you live more intentionally. What stories will you uncover as you reflect? Remember, these interpretations aren't fixed. They're fluid, evolving as you explore them further. You may find new meanings in your birth month's traits as you navigate different stages of life. This flexibility is what makes these traditions so powerful. They grow with you, offering guidance and inspiration no matter where you are on your journey. What new meanings might emerge for you over time? Let's revisit the core question. What does your birth month reveal about you? After exploring its stories, traits, and themes, you now have a deeper understanding of how it connects to your identity. This journey has been about more than learning. It's been about growth, curiosity, and self-discovery. How will you carry these lessons forward? How will you use them to inspire your next steps? Imagine standing at the threshold of a new chapter, armed with the insights you've gained. Your birth month's traits are now part of your toolkit, guiding you as you navigate life's challenges and opportunities. Whether it's a moment of resilience, a burst of creativity, or a reflection on gratitude, these traits are there to support you. How might you use them to create a life that aligns with your values and aspirations? Sharing your journey can inspire others to embark on their own path of reflection. By discussing what you've learned about your birth month, you invite others to consider their own stories and traits. Together, you create a community of growth and curiosity, where insights are shared, connections are deepened, and perspectives are expanded. Who might you invite into this conversation? How could it benefit them? Let's celebrate the journey you've taken today. From the Nile's rhythms to China's seasons to India's celestial cycles, you've explored a rich tapestry of traditions, each offering unique perspectives on your birth month. This journey has connected you to ancient wisdom, enriched your understanding of yourself, and sparked new ways of thinking. What do you feel most grateful for in this experience? What has been your biggest takeaway? Reflection is a gift you give yourself. By exploring your birth month's traits, you've taken the time to look inward, consider your strengths, and connect with a legacy of human thought. This gift doesn't end here. It's something you can carry with you, revisiting whenever you need guidance, inspiration, or clarity. What moments might call you back to these insights? How will they continue to shape your journey? This journey is just the beginning. Your birth month stories are yours to explore, embrace, and expand upon. Whether through journaling, conversation, or quiet reflection, these insights can become a powerful tool for growth. What next steps will you take to deepen your understanding of your birth month's themes? How will you use them to inspire positive change in your life? Let's end with a simple but powerful prompt. Share your birth month in the comments, along with a recent personal achievement. By doing so, you join a community of learners and explorers, each bringing their unique perspective to this journey. Together, we can celebrate the diversity of experiences and traits tied to our birth months, creating a space for connection and growth. What story will you share? Thank you for joining this exploration of the hidden power of your birth month. By reflecting on its traits and themes, you've connected with a rich legacy of human thought and discovered new ways to view yourself. This journey has been about more than learning. It's been about growing, connecting, and embracing the wisdom of the past. What insights will you carry forward from this experience? As you move forward, remember that your birth month is just one lens through which to view yourself. It's a starting point, a source of inspiration, and a tool for reflection. But the journey of self-discovery is ongoing, shaped by the choices you make and the paths you take. How will you continue this journey? What other lenses might you explore to deepen your understanding of who you are? Let this journey be a reminder of the power of reflection. By taking the time to explore your birth month stories, you've honored the legacy of ancient wisdom and embraced the opportunity to grow. This is the heart of self-discovery, finding meaning in the ordinary, connecting with the extraordinary, and using both to create a life of purpose and possibility. What meaning have you found today? Your birth month is more than a date. It's a story, a symbol, and a source of strength. By exploring its hidden power, you've taken an important step toward understanding yourself and your place in the world. Carry these insights with you, share them with others, and let them inspire your journey. The story of your birth month is yours to write. How will you make it unforgettable?